Welcome back, Count Driftula. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 yards, turn left. Recalculating route.
Hey, Count Driftula. I know you're busy, but I have, festival facilities way over capacity. So if you wanted to push for that next big expansion, that would be very helpful.
You have arrived at your destination.
Look at the sky.
sun come up.
Sun shower got me by the hour. Watching you, oh baby.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 yards, turn left. Calculated route.
For your mouth, and you got to try and ride it out. Oh yeah, we also mentioned you can just turn on the aircon and blast straight through to the line. So yeah, you do that. But I tell you, what survival essentials you will need either way. Hot shoes, my friend, here on Pulse.
arrive at your destination.
The precious beats. The cool
You've arrived at your destination.
Everybody's listening to Horizon Pulse.
He go, my baby never answers in the room. Steps outside or puts it on snooze. He just do whatever he do. Me and my baby used to wake up a little past noon. Now he's waking up too soon to get on the phone with me. Like, hello, 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 how's my little lady in your snow? Yeah, he says I love you, love.
ready for a new adventure? Perfect timing. So, where shall we go? What should we do? I'll tell her you're available. Honestly, she won't say it, but I know this is important to her. Oppo, superstar. Alex is busy, but he told me to tell you there's a classic off-road vehicle in a barn not far from the festival. Yards. Turn left. Recalculating route. 200 yards. Turn left. Turn around when it is safe to do so. You have arrived.
Hey, Ale. How can I help?
Jump in the buggy. I'll tell you the story on the way. Ramiro was looking through old things at his padre's home last week, and he found this photo. He gave it to me, said I might enjoy it, but I don't think he realized what it was. My friend, what would you say are the two most important things in Mexican culture?
Family and food? Family and art? Family and music?
Close. Familia and the Volkswagen Beetle. Bocho is the Mexican nickname. My bisabuelo Fernando was the first Torres to own one. And thanks to that photo, I think I know where it is.
Seriously? Let's go find it. So, tell me about it.
Bisabuelo means great-grandfather, but in the family, he's just Papa Fernando. We never met, but everyone says I'm exactly like him. Loca por autos. You have to understand, in Mexico, a bocho is like the family. This is definitely the place. But, no sé, why would Papa Fernando bring the bocho up here? The storms can get tremendas.
Let me just get the door.
Está aquí. It's really here. We found it for you, Papa Fernando.
But look at it. I've never seen a beetle like that.
Oh, the weather's closing in. I don't like the look of the roads around here. You drive the truck.
Got it.
I'll have to put in a new bateria, plenty of oil, llantas o eléctrico. Oh, this is gonna be hard, even for me.
It's a Beetle. Bet it starts first go.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
What are you gonna do with it?
I have muchas ideas. That's the thing about a bocho. It's not just a car, it's a lifestyle. Park the truck here. I'll take care of the rest.
What did I tell you? Finding lost cars isn't magic. It takes good luck, hard work, and sometimes a drone.
Ooh, my friend, the hard work is just getting started. Call you soon. Hola, mi amigo. I've been working on the bocho and learning more about Papa Fernando. Come meet me when you have time. I'll show you what I mean.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route. 400 yards. Turn sharp left. In 400 yards. Turn left. Arrived at your destination.
Ah, very nice. Where's the vocho?
Oh, I'm taking my time with it. Don't worry, superstar. Sometimes so tan mal. May the best mecánico win.
Ah, so that's how it is. Okay then.
a shorter route. Go straight ahead.
This is a technical route. Lots of city turns, but the next checkpoint is outside of town.
You're not making this easy. Good.
Hey, well done!
I'll let you get back to the garage. Call me.
Hola, mi amigo! Guess who has the watch running as well as it did in 1963? It would be really good for some rally driving. We could do that here. If you prefer rallycross and showing off some gymkhana skills, we could do that here. You choose and meet me there.
Hey, amigo. Remember that thing I said I needed help with? This is it. You in?
Of course. What do you need?
Excellent. Come meet me near Mulegé.
arrived at your destination.
You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo.
The festival seems to be doing okay.
All right, all right. I'll find someone else.
That's not what I said. Of course I'll help you.
I knew I could rely on. Let's get moving. Get some speed, then turn into the countryside. Really see what this car can do.
Turn right. In 200 yards, turn right.
You want to tell me about the car, don't you?
I thought you'd never ask! So VUL is an abbreviation. It stands for Vehicles of Ultra Lightweight and High Performance. It was started by two brothers, Guillermo and Iker Echeverria. The VUL 05 is a track-focused supercar, designed and produced in Mexico, but tested and optimized in the UK. I even think I saw one at the festival when I was over there.
In 200 yards, turn left.
If you want to go again, we can do that.
Por un segundo mis piernas reclaman el suelo que quema. Por un segundo mis piernas reclaman.
Let's get moving. Get some speed, then turn into the countryside. Really see what this car can do.
You want to tell me about the car, don't you?
I thought you'd never ask! So VUL is an abbreviation. It stands for Vehicles of Ultra Lightweight and High Performance. It was started by two brothers, Guillermo and Iker Echeverria. The VUL 05 is a track-focused supercar, designed and produced in Mexico, but tested and optimized in the UK. I even think I saw one at the festival when I was over there. We're driving the pre-production version of the VUL 05RR, the even more track-focused version. Somehow, the designers reduced the weight by 65 kilos and increased the power to nearly 400 bhp. Then they lowered the engine by 50 millimeters to drop the center of gravity and improve cornering.
Impressive.
They're pretty serious about the ultra-light part. The 05RR even has an option for titanium bolts, saving another 4.5 kilos.
What's the RR stand?
Perfect. There's a couple of other things you can help out with, if it's not too much trouble.
You're never gonna let me live that down, are you? Call me.
Por un segundo mis piernas reclaman el suelo que quema. Por un segundo mis piernas reclaman el suelo.
I just got my hands on a piece of Mexican racing history. Wanna see?
Of course. Mama. way.
In 400 yards, turn right. 200 yards, turn right. Yards. Turn left. Turn left.
To write this announcement out in Spanish on a little card. Thought it might be a bit of fun, but for everyone's sake, I'm just gonna say, next one is a skill song, Horizon. Vamos!
You're walking the road, I stop and I stare. I'm too scared to move. You're shifting the air, might make the sweetest moment sound.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Perfect hour, your hair is a mess. While I'm feeling quick, you're ringing my chest. I swear I haven't felt it deep for so long. Oh, thank God, yeah, I thought my heart was a rock buried in shadows down deep. And I swore it would stop when all these other rebounds felt like nothing at all. Until you finally, I've got my undone. Take stop, can't have action. Here's my next distraction. After all the dumb mistakes that I've made, I'm ready for a new lights down camper action. Here's my next distraction. After all the dumb mistakes that I've made, I'm ready for a new heartbreak.
You have arrived at your destination.
My words are disguised, but what I'm thinking, I just picture you. Well, there's that. Close the check, we're calling.
Let me guess. Today's episode of Mexican Automotive History with Ramiro is about the Baja 1000.
You are very perceptive, my friend. This dune buggy was the first car to race here. Let's take it for a spin. The Baja 1000 is probably the most prestigious race held in Mexico. Do you know how it all started?
I assume the Myers Manx has something to do with it.
Correct again. The Baja 1000 started as a very elaborate marketing campaign for the car you're driving. But let me start from the beginning. On the 22nd of March, 1962, Dave Eakins and Billy Robertson did the first real Baja run. They went from Tijuana to La Paz in 39 hours 56 minutes on new Honda CL72 Scrambler motorcycles. So they probably were a bit sore afterwards. They got a lot of media coverage though. A year later, Myers started to work on a prototype buggy he called Old Red in his garage in Newport Beach. It was based on the VW Beetle, and it paved the way for what we know as buggies. Cars that are built for off-roading using the Beetle as a donor chassis. But I guess they wanted even more publicity because in April 1967, Myers decided to make an attempt at breaking Eakins' record. And it worked! Myers did it in 34 hours and 45 minutes, beating Eakins for more than 5 hours. The rivalry was known as Buggy Meets Bike in Baja. Sounds like something you did back in the UK, doesn't it?
200 yards, turn right. Turn right. Turn right.
Myers-Manx became an overnight sensation as a result, and suddenly they were friendly races all across the Baja. It wasn't long before they realized they needed something more organized. And that was Mexican 1000. Guess who won the inaugural event?
Myers-Manx?
You're on fire today! Yes, in 27 hours and 38 minutes. The official race was 100 miles shorter than the original route, but it's still impressive. The Mexican 1000 was later renamed to the Baja 1000 and is run to this day.
Yards, turn left. Turn left. In 100 yards, turn left. 200 yards, turn left, turn left. Turn left.
I love that story. My abuela used to tell it to me at least once a year.
Lleva el fuego pa' la casa y estoy aquí.
Like I got the top off, Bobby, I am here.
Puro fuego pa' la casa.
Hey, come quick! Papa Fernando needs your help!
Okay. I'll be right there.
Turn around, and it is safe to do so. Recalculating route.
The freshest beats.
400 yards.
The coolest
Turn
sounds.
right.
Horizon Pulse.
200 yards. Turn right. Recalculating route. In 400 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 200 yards, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 100 yards, turn left. In 100 yards, turn sharp left. You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, right. I get it now.
To be honest, though, it was me who needed your help, not Papa Fernando.
I can't fault that logic. Who are the other racers?
It's this new street racing crew that's been hanging around. I think they're here to see what you can do. Let's show them. Hey, he's eager. But this isn't really a street race. There's no checkpoints, just the finish line. So keep to the route and get there first. It's hard to overstate the effect that the Beetle had when it arrived in Mexico in 1954. Before that, all we had were these huge American cars. So this new European-style car with its shape and light chassis and those adorable headlights and an engine that anyone with a tractor could fix was, well, a complete game changer. They were so exciting that they were displayed at the Ciudad Universitaria in Mexico City. And there were lines to come and see this new car. Production of the Beetle started in Mexico soon after 7 of them finished the Carrera Panamericana. Before that, people were a bit worried about reliability, you see. We Mexicans love a good-looking car, but a car that can do work is better. The Panamericana convinced us, and in '61, Automex had assembled 250 of them. By '62, the first plant had opened in Jalostoc, making 10 of them a day. We love that car. So another plant opened in Puebla in 1967. And in '71, El Bocho became the official taxi of Mexico City, which is why you see so many of them today. It's funny. The first Bochos were imports, or CKDs. But in 1971, we were exporting them to Costa Rica, and back to West Germany, Austria, Belgium, everywhere in Europe. It was a sad day in 2003 when the last Volkswagen sedan Ultima Edición rolled off the production line and went home to the Volkswagen Museum in Wolfsburg. Nice overtake! More like it. Eso, Mochito, eso! So loved was the Bocho that it eventually outsold the Ford Model T to become the world's best-selling car. And was the first to reach 20 million sales. Sure, other cars have staked their claim on that title in recent years, but none are so timeless and unchanged as the Bocho. That is a great car. Probably the most iconic car in all of Mexico. Ay, es increíble que un auto tan pequeño deje un vacío tan grande. Adiós, sedan. Thanks. I'll call you when I've got that next one ready.
Tu cicatriz en mí, conmigo lo poco es demasiado.
I have a brilliant idea!
Another one. What happened to the previous idea?
This one is better. Meet me in town.
Hey, Count Driftula. I have blueprints for a bunch of new adventures, and you have decisions to make. Now we're talking. I'll start putting together ground crew, officials, and barriers. Lots and lots of barriers.
Oye, amigo! I hear we have the go-ahead for the Goliath? Genial! I hope you're ready, my friend. The way you drive, you might see all of Mexico in one afternoon.
Turn around around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route. In 400 yards, turn left. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Turn right. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn right.
You're back with Amy and Horizon, and it is time for our big finale. The biggest race of them all. A big circuit so big, it makes all the other big circuits look tiddly. Bigness personified. Bigly, Biggington, Biggs. The biggest big that ever... Yeah, okay, I'll stop. But next time you think the Goliath is a silly name, just remember my alternative, yeah? See you all on the starting line. Pulse listeners, it's gonna be, great. I said great.
You have arrived at your destination.
Not sure if you want this in... a race. Look, you ask me, you can be proud you even finished. Take a breath, get your head straight, and when you're ready, we can run it again.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Coming to you live from the heart of the festival.
It's Horizon Pulse.
Yards. Turn left. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination. so. In 200 yards, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
You're listening to Pulse, the freshest hits with Amy Simpson.
I'm starting to get the feeling that if I call you after every road race win, you will get tired of me very fast.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Hey everyone, Amy Simpson here on Pulse, and I've got a developing story out of Horizon Apex. A superstar driver off to a seriously hot start in the road racing competition with 5 wins. We'll keep an eye on this situation, see whether there's more to come or if it was just plain fluke. My instincts are telling me it wasn't. Now let's have another song.
You have arrived at your destination.
Count Driftula. Got a moment to look over some adventures? Thought you might. I know, right? There's Mexican car wrestling at Horizon, and I'm stuck up in the operations center. Adding it to your schedule.
In 400 yards, turn left. Okay, Count Driftula. You've just challenged a driver to a head-to-head.
Hey, Horizon. Remember how Base Arena has always been your home for high-flying lucha news? No? Well, look, it is now, okay? The legendary El Campeon has reportedly agreed to come out of retirement to show festival drivers the ancient Mexican art of kart wrestling. I mean, seriously, this might be the best thing that has ever happened to the festival or Scotty Tyler personally. Stay tuned. It's gonna be wild.
yards, turn right. In 400 yards, turn right. In 200 yards, turn left. Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn left. 200 yards, turn right. sharp left. Recalculating route. In 400 yards, turn right. In 100 yards, turn right. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 yards, turn left. In 100 yards, turn sharp left. it is safe to do so.
¿Qué onda, mi amigo?
Have you heard of the Carrera Panamericana? I've just been told about another barn find nearby. Shall we go find it?
200 yards. Turn right. Turn right. 400 yards. Turn left. Turn left.
Fast cars, fast beats. Horizon Base Arena.
You are back now on the one and only Base Arena, and we got another classic car rumor coming in via the website. This anonymous tipster says old VW Beetle abandoned near the festival, but it's either the weirdest looking Beetle that I have ever seen, or the aspect ratio on these photos is way off.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. explosives.
Horizon Base Arena.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 400 yards, turn left. In 200 yards, turn left. Recalculating route. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.